How important is conservation in scouting? Hey, ScouterStan. Want to talk a little bit about conservation, and there's a medal for this, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into great detail because today's episode was actually supplied through viewers, okay, and we will talk more about that, but I want to invite you to December 4th. We're having a live meeting, and I'm hoping that the writer of this episode will be there. I'm looking at you. So be there. It's on the 4th of December at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's so that all the time zones can tune in and ask questions. We do this once a month, so definitely get a hold of that. Also want to thank all of the Patreons, or the patrons of Patreon. Got to get it right. I want to thank all of them for all of their contributions for the past year or so. I also want to talk to all of the new members of the channel here on YouTube with Google. The Google has a way to financially support the channel, and I want to thank everyone who's hit the join button. That is a critical thing. It's on the screen. You'll see it all over the place. If you're on a phone, it's in different places. It's all over the place. But look for that. And I want to thank you for joining us on YouTube. Today's episode was written by a viewer who is a wonderful young man, Ethan Lido, who's done wonderful things. He's an Eagle Scout. He is my associate writing specialist. That's your new title. He's the editor that put this all together and gave me all of the reference materials and everything, and that's wonderful. That was a huge help. It was easy to get ready for today's episode. Now, a little bit of a side note, you want to stay to the end, okay? Don't be moving away. You want to stay to the end. There's a special announcement. Very, very important, okay? So, without further ado, let's go right into Distinguished Conservation Service Award. Now, I'm going to be looking at my notes, okay? Ethan did a really good job. He wrote these notes down, and I'm going to be referring to them. And this is huge, okay? The medal that you can see here is just phenomenal. I mean, it started November 9th, 2020 is when it first came out. It was replacing a former medal. I believe it was the Hornaday medal. It's replacing that. It just replaced the medal and the name and all that stuff. So that's the neat thing. So the BSA Distinguished Conservation Service Award Medal. And this is kind of related to a lot of other stuff. Okay, so check out that video. Those are wonderful resources, okay, for a lot of the conservation that we do in scouting. And the answer to that question, yeah. I think scouting has always been heavily influenced into conservation. I think it's always been there. Of course, different things come and go. Different theories, different scientific stuff has changed over time, and it's a scouting movement. That means it changes, okay? It moves, it goes forward, okay? So scouting of the past that did things that weren't so good for conservation, that's not the way it is now and the way it should be in the future. We should always keep that in mind. So that's important. Now, on October 13th of 2020, they discontinued the old conservation medal, and then they brought out this new one in November. The fundamental purpose of the BSA Distinguished Conservation Service Program is to encourage learning by participants and to increase public awareness about natural resource conservation. Now, this mission statement is important. It has a twofold thing where it's not only for the conservation part, but to make others aware, a learning opportunity for other people. Now, the requirements for this are in a PDF, which is in the More section down below. You hit the More description box on YouTube, and it will expand and will show you the link to the PDF. That actually has all the requirements. It's like a form you fill out. And if you're in Scouts BSA, you can earn this award up to 18. If you're a Venture or a Sea Scout, you can be in those until you're 21 as a youth. Now, in the PDF, it will actually tell you that this needs to be approved by the Council's Conservation Committee. This is very similar to with a project for becoming an Eagle Scout. Goes through a process of approval. It's very similar in the application process for this award. And because of that, there is a link below. Again, it's in that More section. That link, there's a workbook, a lot like an Eagle Project. It's an amazing thing. What's unique about this particular medal is that adults can also get awarded this conservation medal. It is a very drawn out process where they're nominated. It's one of the very few awards that there isn't set requirements, but believe me, you have to really work hard to be nominated for it. And then the council committee would actually go through that process and approve an adult getting this particular award. Now, the BSA Distinguished Conservation Service Award has a certificate and also has a square knot that can be worn by youth and adults who have received this award. The medal and logo is also very unique, where it has a buffalo on it. Now, this is a very unique square knot that youth get to wear on their uniform. There are very few square knots that youth actually wear on the right over that pocket where their rank is. So that is a very exclusive thing, and doing their service project and going through the process of earning this award is incredibly important. Scouting has always been conservation minded. It has been a big thing with Scouts. It has changed over time. Everything does. But that being the case, make sure that your youth are inspired. Maybe get them to talk about getting involved in conservation projects. Every unit should have 2 or 3 every year. There should be some kind of service project for the community. That is huge. We need to do more service projects for our community. That gets us out there as Scouters. Very important to think about. So keep up the good work. Oh my gosh, you're doing so many things. And I do have a special announcement. I don't want anybody to get upset, but today is the 20th show of Season 7, and I'm taking December off. Woohoo! Just keep in mind, my heart is with you during the holiday season. It has been a fun season. We still have some more coming up. I have 9 spots, okay? 9. I have 9 spots coming up that are empty. So I need your input, okay? For Season 8 in 2023 will be Season 8. And we're doing 24 shows. Now, don't think that this is a surprise, okay? Because back in July, when we went right from season 6 to season 7, there was no break, okay? I didn't take a break. You just went, okay? That was intentional because I told everyone then and now that I'm taking December off, okay? I need to recharge my batteries, spend some time with family, that kind of thing. So during that time, the weekly show will be something unique, okay? I might put bloopers up. I might put Heinz 57 up. It will vary, okay? But keep in mind, during December, season 7 is done, okay? And the December live show will be the last thing I do in December, okay? And that will be it. The next show after that will be in January of 2023. It'll be on the 11th. So it's not the first week, it's not the second week, it's the 11th, that Wednesday, will be the first show of season 8. I can't believe there's 8. It's been a wild, crazy trip, and I am so thankful for all that you do in scouting. Keep that in mind. There are 9 shows that have not been determined for season 8, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to go forward. We might call it short if we don't get ideas. I need ideas from you. So please provide me some ideals. I need them. That's super critical. This has been a really neat subject, and I can't cover it in one go, okay? So keep that in mind. Look at all the resource material that Ethan has worked very hard at putting together and putting that on here. I am so thankful for his efforts towards making this possible, okay? There's no way I could do all that research. He's awesome, okay? What a great guy. He's an Eagle Scout. Of course he's a great guy. He's got wings. So this is the last show of the season, and I'm so thankful for everybody helping out. There will be special things during December. Funny things, odd things. You know, typical ScouterStan stuff. So until then, please be safe. Have a good holiday. Have fun, okay? Be thankful. There's a lot to be thankful for in life. That's the wonderful thing. So keep up the good work, and I will see you on the trail.